Hi, this is Russ Benson. I am a Liverpool supporter, and you're listening to Drunkard United Football Show. You all need Jesus.
Arnie needs fucking Jesus. Verts needs Jesus.
Yeah.
Van Dijk needs Jesus.
Van Dijk needs help.
Yeah, no shit. His defending style, perhaps for younger men, no?
Yes, much like Bourbon Street.
Yeah, no shit.
It's a young man's game.
That is very much a young man's game, except for Big Bobby the Plug. Let's start the show.
Born in the land of Bowie, Maryland. Bred to be a fan of fucking Everton. Punch you in the eye and drink your rye. Sam Houston.
Sam Houston?
Arsenal fans have another Sam. AKA the fucking Gooner Graham. Snub the Malört. Looks great in shorts. Sam Graham, hey.
Sam Graham.
Fucking United! Fucking United!
Hello and welcome to the DU Football Show, a completely biased recap of the English Premier League as told by two common American schmucks. I am your host, Sam Houston, and across the way from me, a man who needs to learn how to book flights on the fly better, my co-host, Mr. Samuel Graham. How you doing over there, buddy?
Doing all right. Could use some more Patreon people, please.
I got a little too excited with Abby. I ended up spilling beer all over my notes there because Abby was headbanging a little too hard there, you know?
Right.
And, of course, on the ones and twos, playing hurt, recognizing that sometimes you just got to hang it up when you get up there in age. Our producer Mel.
Son of a bitch.
You say mean shit and be mean to me all the time.
You know what?
You deserve to have it thrown right back
I will
at you, Miss
never
Thing.
reach for your coffee ever again.
But please don't. Please don't. But if you did.
What does that even mean?
We're recording at the DU Public House just outside the nation's capital. You can check us out wherever you get your podcasts. And, of course, streaming live every single Monday night. Should you want to talk with us, there is many ways that you can.
You need to watch it Monday night just
Mr. Graham.
to see the look on his face.
Mr.
It's
Graham.
just ridiculous.
Tell the good people how they can get in touch.
It's at DU Football Show on all the social medias. And dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email.
Good. Have you had a little talk with Ray about change name yet?
No.
You need to work on your pep talk. Yeah,
I'm going to quickly just make sure he is where I think he is. And I'm going to let you know that I don't think he needs me to worry about it.
Okay. Well, he should. You're just going to be like, fine, call yourself change name for as long as you like. I don't care
give a
what
shit if he keeps winning.
If he keeps winning. Okay. Well, we'll find that out in.
It's up to fourth.
I was going to say we'll find that out in injury time, but then you go ahead and bulldoze over because why tell people for free when they could help support the show, Sam?
I told them one thing. There's 13 other people to worry about where they are.
Uh-huh.
There's six other games. They don't even know who he played. It's called
Sam and myself both work in the wine and spirit industry and both have a deep, passionate love for all things distilled spirits. So does the red-blooded Americans. We vow to have a drink in our hand throughout this show and every single show. Mr. Graham, what are we drinking tonight?
It's called a teaser, Sam.
Yeah, okay.
Westward, again. Westward whiskey.
When I give a teaser, Graham, I like to use eye contact.
American single malt. Bang, bang, bang.
Unenthusiastically.
This is their Bottle and Bond. Whiskey of the elements, distinct and full of flavor, born of our unique culture, climate, and abundant resources. Bottle and Bond, obviously, it's 100 proof, which means 50% by volume if you can't divide that by 2. Mm-hmm. And this was one of the Whiskey Club things that they did, right? Mm-hmm. So never released on actual retail shelves.
Right. It's a online thing. You are committed to buying 3 bottles a year. It could be 3 of one. It could be 3 separate releases. They normally do 4 to 6 releases a year.
Nice.
And this was the Bottle and Bond they did. You notice it's the white label. Mm-hmm. Most of theirs were kind of like a gray, but because it was Bottle and Bond, they very specifically wanted to give that bourbon Bottle and Bond look to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's actually quite good as well.
It's fucking stellar.
But it does have Scotch chewiness to it.
Oh yeah.
So you get all the grain of a single malt, and but it's delicious. It's quite good, to be fair.
Yeah, it's sold out it did so well with their whiskey club. That's one of their few that is completely 100% sold out. If I was them, I would do another round and release it again.
There's like a little orange peel on it too up front that I really enjoy.
It is just really well made fucking whiskey. Straightforward, very easy, and like I said, you can't get your hands on it because it's fucking sold out.
Doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah. But they do have their whiskey club. If you're allowed to have orders mailed to your state, then you are legally allowed to join it, it's very cool. They do a lot of fun stuff. They have all different types of crazy wood finishes and things like that. And
yeah, very, very cool.
While a former employee, I have no ill will or ill feelings about him, and hence why we drink this one tonight, because it's a really fucking good whiskey.
Yeah, why not? Absolutely.
All right, what else do we need to do, Mr. Graham?
Always remember to drink responsibly.
Very good. Very good. Let's get into it. Two of the title contenders lost, which leaves us asking, have they been figured out? And could this be Arsenal's year? Brentford 3, Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 1, Manchester City 0.
First off, we've been top of the table for 2 weeks, so calling them contenders it's a bit rich.
Yeah. Okay. Heard. Another conquering of a giant at home for the Bees. Mm-hmm. And apparently we've talked about long throw-ins becoming sexy. They were doing it before everybody else. They lead the league over the last 2 years of goals off of long throw-ins.
Long throws specifically.
Yeah.
It's just another extension of the general set piece being so important, right?
Across the board, you're seeing that this season.
Well, but big time. But, that was Arsenal's fashionable thing last season, right?
Right.
We scored so many and have already this year have the most goals from set pieces.
Right.
Specifically boiling down to long throws, that's Brentford. Mm-hmm. Also find it very funny that Liverpool tried at least 3 long throws in the game and then slighted them for it after the game.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a little ridiculous.
Is it me, or are we starting to get a lot of this out of Arne?
Felt it was windy like crazy. People love when I talk about the wind, but it was windy, and it's not good for football. And so we had really to work hard.
We're starting to hear a lot of excuses out of Arne.
I'm not sure that he's really making an excuse. Mm-hmm. The reason I say that is because he's Dutch.
Yeah, just, the Dutch.
He's very blunt, very
literal people.
Literal, very... not abrasive, but just honest to a fault almost.
Right.
And so you heard him last weekend, right? With these teams don't like to play football. Then they win 5-1 in the Champions League. Absolute blowout, annihilation against, I think it was Eintracht Frankfurt.
Yeah.
Or Leverkusen, maybe. Somebody like
Frankfurt.
that.
It was Frankfurt.
Whoever it was. And he goes, yeah, well, this team tries to play. So we like that. That opens the game up and allows us to exploit those spaces. And it's like, yeah, but that's teams are supposed to try to take away your space. You're better than most teams.
Right.
So I think it's just him being honest.
Right.
Rather than he's complaining like Jurgen was.
Right. Fair.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you on that one.
But Brentford, they hurried Liverpool at every opportunity. Liverpool were fairly uncharacteristically sloppy in midfield, which is their strongest component. Gave a few balls away that allowed Brentford to break quickly. But it took 3.5 minutes for Brentford to get on the board. Mm-hmm. And at that point, Liverpool's chasing a game. Brentford don't have a reason to push forward.
Right.
And still go on to go 3-1 up eventually.
Well, the good news there, Graham, is fear not, the fourth official was going to make sure Liverpool got all of the fucking time they needed.
Nothing happened.
And
there was 7 minutes or some shit.
Well, in the first half, there was 5 minutes added, and it was in the 7th minute that they finally scored the goal. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't like there was a bunch of stalling going on. It just kind of seemed like, okay, Brentford cleared the ball. We're going to get Liverpool one more. Brentford cleared the ball. We're going to give Liverpool one. You know what? Brentford cleared it to about 10 yards shy of midfield. It didn't go over midfield, so we're going to give him one more shot.
Yeah.
And then it was like finally a goal, and then you're like, what the fuck?
Right. But that first thing, Ayer got the flick on from the long throw. You got Ouattara reacted well to get the ball past Mamardashvili, who, to be fair to him, was on his way over.
Yeah.
And had it not been for Ouattara's astute instincts, could have been cleared by the defender or Mamardashvili getting to the ball.
Yeah, of course.
To be honest, so it was very well done from Ouattara. And Liverpool did have a couple of chances in the first half as well. I mean, they just didn't take them. And Kelleher was excellent.
Yeah.
He did have a fair few saves in this game. But then, they're pushing for this equalizer, and they leave themselves well open. And Kevin Schade, who's not short of pace by any means, against Van Dijk, who has no pace left, it seems,
Right.
was able to blow right past him and double Brentford's lead just before halftime.
Yep. And then, of course, the
the more added time, you get the Kirkes goal to make it 2-1 at halftime, obviously, deep into first half stoppage time.
So
and that ball, for me, as well, was a bit fortunate to get through the 6-yard box to find its way to Kirkes anyway.
Right, precisely.
I think it went past 3 Brentford players. There was one neat little flick, I believe, I can't really remember, from Ekitike or whoever it was, to get it around the second Brentford defender. And the third one at that point had just fallen asleep, and Kirkes was able to steal in behind him.
So where I want to go next, and then you can kind of get back to goals that happened in the second half and how that all played out, because some of it actually ties into what I'm going to say, is unfortunately for Liverpool, the key pieces that you invested money into are all faltering right now. And we already know about the 2 outside backs that Kirkes and Frimpong really haven't bedded in. Kirkes is doing okay because he already has the Premier League experience. Frimpong is not doing well.
Yeah, Frimpong's not playing well at all.
At all, and to the point where he's not even getting on the pitch.
But to that point, though, Connor Bradley was playing well last season.
Right.
When he was in for Trent Alexander-Arnold last year.
True.
So I thought, personally, it was Connor Bradley's to lose from the beginning. I thought Frimpong was going to be a backup, and then he started with Frimpong at the beginning of the season.
Right.
Then did that weird shit in the Champions League, or League Cup maybe, where he it was Champions League, put Frimpong in Salah's position.
Yeah.
Early on. It might have been League Cup. But it made absolutely no fucking sense. So I think there's a lot of different things going on here.
So we already had that. And then do you look at the major signings, right? Isak, we've already kind of talked about the drama around that, and he really wasn't anything into this. I mean, obviously came on later, but for me, it's more Wirtz, right? Wirtz was the big signing. You got him early. You got a full training camp with him. I want to compare him, and I still have one other thing to do after this, but I want to do this topic first, is if this was, when this was Manchester United and was Paul Pogba, the entire league, every supporter, every fan, every talking head was like, oh my God, the money that they wasted on Pogba. What a display. This is so terrible. Why is there no hate for other than them being like, well, he still needs to bet into the league? No, he's a world-class fucking player, and you spend a shit ton of money on him. So,
part of it is funny to laugh at Manchester United.
Of course.
Part of course. The other piece to that is, remember, Pogba was there as a youth player.
Left
for free.
And they
bought him for $100 million.
Yeah. Right.
So that is you just admitted you're a fucking idiot.
Right.
And then he also still sucks.
Right.
Now, he ended up coming good for them for a fair bit of time. Right. And I think Florian Wirtz will as well. I mean, his performances have looked a bit more put together the last 2 or 3 games out.
But why not? There should be critique on the fact that he has not been
100%. Yeah, no, he with a full preseason, and as much as he's featured for Germany, playing against different systems and different types of people around the world over the last couple of years, he absolutely should be doing better than he is. Now, there's I think players sometimes underplay when you talk to them about it, how much their price tag is.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously, when you see the headline of they spent $100 million or whatever, I think it was 116 on him, but whatever it is, right? 85 million pounds, and that plagued Nicolas Pepe for Arsenal with the 72 million club record signing.
Right.
We wanted him that bad,
Right.
and then he kind of stuttered,
Right.
and so those headlines start to pile up, and you got to think too. Professional athletes, while they may come across as humble, are absolute fucking winners. They've been winners their entire lives.
Yeah.
They are dedicated. They work hard. They get their head down.
There's a reason why they are where they are.
There's a reason why they are where they are. They are egotistical. And when they may say, I don't look at the papers, but when those headlines start piling up and your performances haven't turned anything back, the headlines can pile up, but if you have numbers to show it, you can write that off.
Yeah, the worst player in league. The worst player in League 2 is 10,000 times better than you will ever be.
Exactly.
That's what you need to remember.
Right. So it's one of those where I think there's a few things going on, right? You know, the drama surrounding Isak's transfer, and who knows that Liverpool had a good core squad and people that have been there for a while.
And I'm about to get to those two as well, but please finish your thought there.
It's just anytime you add some of what could be, and I don't know this to be true, but anytime you add a bunch of players at once, and some, you know, maybe some players feel slighted, like he doesn't deserve that much money. What would we spend that on him for? Maybe they had previous experience with him or you know, something like that. But you add these other egos into a squad that seemed pretty well balanced last season, could upset the apple cart in the dressing room.
Yeah. And then the other two that's worth talking about is Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk. While, yes, they are getting longer in the tooth and getting up there in age, let's face it, these are stalwarts for your club.
Absolutely.
You really can't let them walk away, right?
No, absolutely. Not of the seasons they had.
You have to, especially they have now delivered you 2 Premier League trophies in what was over 4 or 5 years, right? Like you kind of need to make sure they're done right.
100%.
You know? And, but also once you've done that, when they both come off with really slow, bad starts, and particularly in the case of Van Dijk, his very rough, aggressive, full throttle style of playing, when you become a step slower, the things you used to get away with are blatantly obvious.
Oh, yeah.
Which is the case of, like,
This penalty.
Like, remember, there's famously times where, like, we see pictures of him with spikes up going through somebody's ankle, and there was no VAR, so no one fucking caught it because he was just so quick and so aggressive and so good at it, right? That you just didn't see it.
And
right?
a lot of cases would win the ball.
Yeah.
Because he had that speed.
And
now you saw it with Shada's goal, right? It almost, there was a realization. It almost looks like a kind of, maybe not a tactical thing necessarily. It looks like an unwritten rule between them. Like, I don't have the legs anymore. You do the chasing back. Because Virgil van Dijk didn't even really try to chase Shada down.
Yeah.
Konate's supposed to be doing that from just how the play unfolded, right?
Right.
And it looked like he gave up about 25 yards from goal.
Konate ain't too terribly fast
and
either.
that's not great.
No.
But Virgil van Dijk stopped, I don't know, 9 yards before him.
Yeah.
When that ball was played through. And when Konate gave up, I mean, he was completely one-on-one with Mamardashvili, who arguably could have done better. He got something on the ball on that shot. Shada didn't particularly do anything special with it or make Mamardashvili work for it. He gave him a little drop of the shoulder. He committed him, but he was still able to get a foot to it. And if you're going to be able to get a body part on a shot around the penalty spot, you probably should be saving it, to be fair.
Yeah. And then when we come to the penalty, I will say, color me shocked that looked at it on VAR and realized that it was in the box and not outside the box, I'm amazed.
It was on the line. It was one of those that was quite close to the line. Like it was very similar and forgive me for this, but it's the only example I can recently think of. The Saka penalty that was given last weekend. Yeah. That they judged he had gotten a piece of the ball. I think it was.
Right.
But it was a very similar situation where it was right on the edge of the box. But as we all know, the line is in play.
Yeah.
The ball must be over the entirety of the goal line because the line is part of the field.
Yeah.
The
ball needs to be completely over
the sideline or the end line or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? If, and then conversely with that, the line starts at the beginning of the line for the box.
Yeah, and it ends
at the end line.
It needed to be out, and it wasn't.
And it wasn't.
Right? Again, color me shocked. I'm amazed that they took it to VAR. Normally, we've seen it happen before where that they go, oh yeah, we looked at it. It's outside the box. That like real quick check, like nothing to see here. You look, you lose, move on. Yeah. But they get the penalty. They go up 3-1, and. Like you said, it was plus 7 minutes. I believe it was plus 12 when the whistle finally got fucking blown.
Yeah. Now, Salah obviously scores an absolute cracker of a goal fairly early on in stoppage time.
Yeah.
I think it was it might have been 88 minutes actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even into stoppage time yet. And then they had 7 or 8 minutes that was given as a minimum. It is for a minimum, remember?
Right, of course.
But it did feel like they were trying to give Liverpool some extra time there. I want to talk about Salah's goal for a second. I mean, that hurt my groin and my hamstring at the same time. Looking at him receive the ball.
Yeah, exactly.
But then for the ball to only bounce once, him to sort his feet out. And then smash it with his wrong foot into the roof of the net. I mean, that's what's been kind of crazy about the start of the season, right? He scored the goal against Bournemouth, and then he's had a penalty or two. This was his first goal from open play since that opening game of the season.
Yeah, which if you're going to win the league, you need him scoring goals.
Even when Dennis Bergkamp was slow as could be that last season of his career with Arsenal.
Yeah.
He was still fine in the back of the net because you don't just all of a sudden lose the fact that you're lethal, right? You don't just all of a sudden lose the ability to play fucking football.
Yeah.
Now, Van Dijk is in a situation where as a defender, if you lose a yard of pace, you can't teach speed.
Right.
And if somebody's faster than you, you are at a distinct disadvantage from the beginning.
And it's always strikers and wingers tend to have speed as their kind of ability, and typically defenders have their physicality, which contradicts that speed. And when you start to lose your step, like I said, it's suddenly those fouls become very noticeable.
Absolutely.
When you're just a hair behind, people notice it more.
But Salah got himself into positions where he should have scored earlier in the game.
Oh, absolutely.
There was one he cut in from the left. He was about 22 yards out, maybe. And that's at least working the goalkeeper last season, minimum. If not, in the back of the net or hitting the post and beat the goalkeeper, right? This game, he shot it into fucking Rosette.
Yeah, precisely.
Right? It's so you don't just all of a sudden lose that, which makes me think that there's other things at play.
Oh yeah,
like I said earlier, there's egos that came in, right? With all this, we have to have Isak after we signed Ekitike. How happy could Ekitike be that they just dropped another 100-odd million on this fucking guy? You just signed me for 60 or whatever it was.
Right. I thought I
was the fucking guy. Yeah. I thought I was the one. Yeah. And then to have that start to the season only to be replaced by him.
Mm-hmm.
So how much did that upset the apple cart? He came earlier. Did him and Salah create a bond before Isak showed up? How is Isak's ego? He was obviously a piece of shit to force the move. Right? It was fairly unprofessionally. He started training with his old club.
Yeah, so does he walk into that building thinking, I'm fucking king
I'm hot shit. Yeah. Doing this. How much does that do? We saw Soboslai with that goal they gave up. I think it was to Chelsea, yelling at Mohamed Salah on the field.
Yeah,
right. You didn't track back.
Right.
right? You didn't cover this guy, and that pass broke us down.
Yeah.
Right? So there's obviously something going on here. And then I will say, again, I can't stress this enough, Salah and Van Dijk specifically, because that's who we're talking about with the biggest issues, were two of the players seemingly most affected by Diogo Jota's death.
Yeah. Yeah.
And grief comes in many different ways.
Yeah.
How many times... when I played for PG Community College, my center back partner and good friend at the time off the pitch, Frank, passed away.
Yeah.
Got in a car accident, hit his head off a tree, was in a coma for 7 days. I was a pallbearer at his funeral in this country, and I gave his eulogy for the team.
Yeah.
As the captain of the team. And I wasn't right for a good few months playing.
Yeah.
Right? I was 19 years old. I didn't know what to do. I lost my friend.
Right, precisely.
Right?
Yeah.
He was 27 years old. He had a wife and all that stuff. He had come over recently from Jamaica and was, enrolled in school and had college eligibility in the States, so he was able to play with us. And I just remember just being torn up. Like every time I laced my boots up, as we sat next to each other in the changing room. We did all of those things together. Right. We rode in each other's car to get food. Immediately, after the last class before training started. We would go to Bojangles fucking every day.
Right.
They took me to a couple Caribbean spots that they frequented, little hole-in-the-wall places don't even show up on Google. And it was fucking excellent. It was a lot of the places the Africans took us to, too.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of spots where they're not really listed as proper restaurants. They were fucking phenomenal food, right? The first couple times give you the shits because you got to get your stomach used to it.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But it was all right, flavor was there. And I remember the first few times I laced my boots up, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. I want him here.
Right.
Like, this sucks.
Yeah.
And my performances waned for a bit.
Right.
Until I figured out how to do it for him.
Right.
Rather than be sad he wasn't part of it. Right. And I found my form again and everything was fine. And these players will figure out how to do that. But that tragedy, coupled with the potential egos, all the summer drama, surrounding Isak specifically, the potential offense caused to Ekitike and the disruption of that front line. There's so many reasons they could be misfiring, right? Van Dijk just looks like he's just old. But couple that with the loss of your friend and I don't really want to be here. And then Konate, he looks like he forgot how to play football, to be fair. True. It's just, it's like there's so many things attacking this Liverpool squad. We talk about it in our business, right? Yeah. You got weed being legal. You got grocery prices through the roof. You got, now gas prices recently have come down a little, but they are still fairly high in some places. You have all the furloughs, which our areas never really experienced.
Oh, right, of
right?
course.
Because, there are all these government contractors we have around here. You have all these things. 2% of our business is down as liquor salesmen. All of a sudden, you find yourself fucking 12% down. You're like, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
It's death by 1,000 paper cuts.
Exactly.
And that could be what's happening to this Liverpool squad. Is death by 1,000 paper cuts.
We wonder if they're going to be able to get it back together, and it's not going to be any easier because next they host Villa, and Villa is seemingly getting it right. And I gotta say, I don't think
Welcome to the conversation.
Anybody's surprised. I don't think anybody's surprised Villa was able to beat City at home.
We're just surprised
They've done
on
it
who
before.
scored.
They've done it
For
before.
real. That was a brilliant strike, by the way.
They practiced that one.
Yeah,
They practiced that one.
That is something I wanted to say. The
What a
commentators,
fucking goal.
the commentators were like, "Oh, that wasn't that they didn't practice that on the training ground."
Zero respect to Medicash. Zero respect to the effort.
I think they absolutely practiced that on the training ground because off a short corner, somebody is not putting the ball out to the front of the 18 on the ground, right? In the air they may, but on the ground, unless they're expecting someone
to be there.
to be at that spot.
And he
I am
hustled. You see
convinced.
him just take off, and he doesn't look at anything until the last second. It's like, I'm here, ball's there, bam, we're gone.
Yeah. With his wrong foot as well.
Yeah.
City did start the game well, but Villa grew into it very quickly.
And the minute they got that goal, they were like, we're going to fuck with you
I think
today.
the,
And City never got it going after that.
Nope.
That initial 5 minutes, City was okay.
Yeah.
And then Villa said, fuck you, man.
No, you're good. Keep on.
Well, no, it's as that game continued, you could see Villa get their old swagger back, Mel. They looked like that team that was just like, oh yeah, we're gonna beat up on you, we're gonna fuck with you, we're just gonna keep knocking you around, we're gonna make this game ugly, you're not gonna like it. Oh, by the way, Haaland, you're not gonna touch the ball at all. Well, 2 of his balls touched something.
Bro, that happened.
When you earlier said, I hurt my groin, my head went, wait a match. Did we talk about groin hurting?
Bro, you know what the worst part was? So these games kicked off simultaneously, Arsenal and City.
Right, of course.
That happened to Gabrielle about 2 minutes before it happened to Holland. So we're all in the pub in New Orleans, right? And they've got all the games on TV. And everybody's looking at Gabrielle going, oh, fuck. And then the City guys that were watching the City game went, oh, fuck, look at this one. And it's like everybody's nuts are bursting. Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Just stay humble.
Was horrific.
That was humbling.
Mel, I do want to find out in like your conversations with the fan groups and stuff like that. What's the thought process of Jadon Sancho coming in as the sub and then being subbed out before the game was over and snubbing Emery when Emery like tried to bring him over to talk to him?
There's a lot of people that aren't happy with Emery right now, and they're just a bunch of little bitches. And so I've actually snoozed the Villa group, and I've just been going in and checking after matches because I had no idea how emotional Englishmen were.
Oh, they're very emotional.
It's a respect thing.
Right.
You came on. Obviously, you came on for an injury, so I wasn't planning to put you on yet.
Right.
But I didn't think Sancho played that bad, to be completely fair.
He didn't.
I didn't think it was horrible, so subbing him out could be... he feels it's disrespectful, obviously, which is why
There was
he
a
snubs
reason
Emery.
for it, and you just,
But there's a reason
gotta
for
trust
it.
the process.
Well, and for me, I have a feeling Emery was trying to pull him over to go like,
This is why I did this.
son, you played well. We're up 1-0. I need defense
It's the
on the
75th
pitch.
minute or whatever.
I
yeah.
need defenders. Like I need defenders.
Speaking of defenders,
I need to see this match out.
how about that Pau Torres clearance? And did you see him celebrate it like a goal?
Oh yeah.
It was nerve-wracking, right? Because it was going towards your own net, but he skied it over the bar, obviously, on purpose. But then he just...
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
There was a lot of heavy pressing, and when we did finally score, it was because we had been pushing so hard. But there was at one point where City just kept, and we were on the offense, and City just kept pushing us back and back and back on our heels. They were relentless.
This looked like the Villa of the last couple of seasons.
A little sloppy, but we got the job done, and City had all the finesse and all the perfection, and Villa still outplayed them.
So 2 more things, one for you, Graham, and then one for you, Mel.
Yes.
Graham first, because I'm going to end on you, Mel.
Okay.
Graham, for City, has it become a complete reliance on Haaland? Because it kind of feels like it has.
I'm not sure that I necessarily believe that yet, but I think there are underperforming pieces, right? Phil Foden contributed. Well, last season didn't play very much, but the season before obviously contributed a ton of goals. Grealish the season before, ton of goals.
Yeah.
The Savinho was supposed to do better than that. Doku was supposed to have been working on his finishing and started the season fairly well. Right. The last few games they haven't really been able to do that.
It just seems like they're living off of what Haaland does. Like if Haaland scores, they can win.
And I'm not bringing it up to say that you're wrong, Mel, because the possession, not possession, but the total shots showed that they kind of dominated the game. Possession was only 6% difference. Total shots, they had 18 total shots, 4 of those 18 on target. So less than 25%, right? Villa had 9, 3 on target. So 33%.
Yeah.
And only 1 shot difference on target. So really the chances were even.
Yeah.
And the possession was just about even, 47 to 53. So while that means they had a lot of pointless possession.
Right.
And they gave the ball away in midfield before the final third, or rushed it up the field and then blasted it to fucking nowhere. So while City looks good doing it,
They started getting handsy after halftime.
It's a
They
lot of
were getting
pointless shit.
frustrated.
yeah, absolutely.
Mel, really, the thing I wanted to mention to you and have you talk about was, honestly, the biggest difference in the Villa team. Kamara and Onana on the pitch together finally.
Yeah.
Both of them healthy.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Why,
That is huge.
Why could City not really can make anything happen?
It was cute. It was cute watching Onana and Holland together.
Oh, Nana was fucking with him a lot. He was fucking with him a lot.
It was cute. It was really, really cute.
So, Mel, Graham was...
As one player, I think could give Holland a run for his money
Exactly.
in the old fisticuffs.
So, Mel, you heard Graham talking about the liquor business and how things are going down. So in a depressed market, what should you always do?
Oh, cash is king.
And it's sexy.
Yeah, it is. The Tyne and the Wear both had at the death wins. And at this rate, the Derby in December may be an early preview for who gets into Europe.
Yeah, right?
Sunderland 2, Chelsea 1, Newcastle 2, Fulham 1. Black Cats come back from being down early at Stamford Bridge. Holy fuck, Sunderland.
Listen, Sunderland had the first chance within 90 seconds, which kind of showed their intent for the game, right?
We're here to fucking play. We ain't scared.
But it was Chelsea that got the goal, right? It was
Yeah.
Garnacho scored with 13 minutes in or whatever it was, 14 minutes in, something like that, around there. And Chelsea pressed, though, but never iced their advantage. They could not get past anything that Sunderland were putting out. I heard something today, and I couldn't really figure out how to articulate it, but it was great. One of the pundits I listened to, Sunderland didn't have the ball, but were in complete control.
Yeah.
Right? They ushered Chelsea into areas where they were uncomfortable and then hit them on the break after winning possession because they didn't want to be in those positions to begin with. Right? And that's what they did. They were in control of the game without the ball.
Yeah.
Which is a really fucking hard thing to do. But they did it. They managed it. And it was absolutely a brilliant performance from Sunderland. And they trusted their players.
Here's one thing I have to say is with Reggie Debris, the head coach, when the subs make the impact and ultimately be why you win a game, right? Because it was a sub to a sub for that pass, for the goal, to the win, right? The build up all the way with the ball down the field, the hold up play, the pass, all of that. That is sub to sub. All that says is that your manager, or like the losing manager, Maresca, can only look across the box and go,
well done.
You beat me today.
Yeah.
You beat me today. Like, you made adjustments to the game that changed the game. And this is a game we should be winning easily in our building against a newly promoted side. And like you said, they had the game was in their hand. They had it the whole time.
Even though they didn't have the ball.
Yeah.
The game was in their hands.
The whole time.
They moved as a unit. They ushered Chelsea into places that made them uncomfortable. They won the ball. And those passes, that movement to get to break, right? It looks like it may be by accident. Like, oh, fortunate, here he is. That's planned, man.
Oh, yeah.
They have to move as a unit to do that. And they played the perfect ball.
Yeah.
Every time. to get those 2 goals. The other thing that's funny, you
won
say
a
that
ball and went into transition, it was perfect every time. Midfielders were exactly where they needed to be.
It reminds me of the time Mike Dean celebrated playing advantage in Arsenal Tottenham and the player scoring from the advantage he played. When you say, like, you know, obviously there's players, you know, Guimaraes, who we're going to talk about coming up here shortly, you know, just takes the game by the scruff of the neck and does what he does, or, you know, whatever. And there's a moment of brilliance or a very exciting thing that happens. But you hear, you hear that when a coach changes a game, right? Mm-hmm. And that happens, and you're like, oh man, you know, blah blah blah. I just like the outsiders getting involved. It just makes me think of that Dino celebrating that advantage is pretty funny.
The roller coaster that is Chelsea. You beat fucking Liverpool, and then you lose at home to Sunderland.
Yeah. Yeah, but that happens.
Hey, no red cards
for once. That's first time in 6 games or something ridiculous.
It just, yeah.
But that's what happens when you have this high turnover rate, right? Yeah. That's what happens when you have all these young players and you're rotating your squad, this, that, and the other. Yeah. There's no continuity with them. They all might know the system, but if you haven't played in 3 games, are you up to speed?
Yeah. No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just that comes with how they do it. They're good enough to finish in 5th.
Yeah.
But they're not going to challenge for anything.
Right.
You know, they're built to win tournaments.
Yeah. They look like a team that could be in Champions League again, and next year could win Champions League. But like you said, they're built to win tournaments. They're not built to win a 38-game season. They just aren't. And I think the coach is okay with how he manages this team, and I don't think the front office really fucking minds it all that much, to be quite honest with you. And not to be outdone, at the very same time, Newcastle goes and gets a late winner as well. It feels like while there were down times, because we'll get into Fulham in the second half in a moment, but I want to kind of talk Newcastle first. It feels like they're starting to figure out life without Isak. Voltamata is definitely bedded in, but Alenga has really started to kind of get the hang of it, and Gordon's healthy. It seems,
but it's still Jacob Murphy that's getting the that's getting the plaudits.
Oh yeah,
Alenga started the season fairly well, had a little bit of a creaky little injury.
Yeah, but it feels like it's starting to come together.
But Jacob Murphy's taking his chance when he came back in.
Yep.
So that's starting to build the depth that Newcastle need to really compete on all fronts, right?
Yeah.
Because you then have him doing well, but then you have Alenga, and Alenga's a much scarier proposition on paper for an opposition, right? And Voltamata's taken to this league like a fish in water.
Yeah.
Where Isak, seems like he still needs time to get used to English football.
Yeah.
Even though he's played here for 2 years.
Exactly. Well, I would also say, though, too, for Newcastle.
That was for you guys. You're welcome, Alan.
Yeah. But also for Newcastle as well, they are playing, Champions League this year as well. It feels like they have the depth. It feels like they have the rotation. Everyone is, obviously, knock on wood, is actually fucking healthy for the most part, right? Like, it just felt like they needed that drama to be over with. And I know they're still not in the top 10, but you kind of look at them and you say, all right, Villa did it. Now you're going to do it too. Because Villa's now in fucking 7th, right? Like, don't look now. And you kind of feel like, you know what? Newcastle's going to rattle off a couple more, and then we're going to see Newcastle in 6th, 7th place and going, okay. Yeah, those two teams that we thought would be battling and challenging Spurs and Chelsea for the final Champions League spots, they're back.
Right.
Here they are.
Yeah, exactly. And don't forget, Chelsea are in the Champions League this season.
right. I mentioned that,
as well. Yeah, they're doing okay. Yeah. But I say they're a team built for tournaments.
Yeah.
But when you look here at what Newcastle's doing, you need that depth, right, to fight on all fronts.
Oh, yeah.
And last season, we saw a couple of times, them kind of spurt and sputter at certain situations.
Yeah.
They've added Voltamata. They've got Visa to still come up, who hasn't even played for them
Hasn't
yet.
even played a minute yet.
Because he's been hurt since his transfer. Wonder how he passed the medical, by the way. Seems dodgy, if you ask me.
Very much so.
But you have Alanga came in and started the season well. You had that elevated Murphy's game even more than it was last season. You've got Anthony Gordon and Harvey Barnes. Both are scoring goals.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Both of them have done things.
Yep.
It's all to play for Newcastle. And then you have Guimaraes, who wanted to leave,
Yeah.
still playing for the shirt, still figuring it out, and looks like maybe wants to stay now because everything's going swimmingly.
So here's the thing. Before we get to Guimaraes' goal, here's my kind of interpretation of this second half. Fulham were the better side for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And they were really pushing the narrative. And it seems like, I know he's still being used in subs and he's still getting his feet, but feels like Kevin's starting to fucking figure out what he's doing, man.
Yeah.
And he looks like he's going to be a very dangerous proposition once he figures out the pace of this play.
I think Marco Silva needs to
he is
use him
getting
from
there.
the start for a fucking game soon.
I think he does. I think that needs to happen very soon too. But he's an absolute difference maker, and it looks like he can be a flat out certified big time star for like a mid-table club, like one of those
Absolutely.
guys. He could be a Semedo type where everybody's like, oh, we have to go buy that guy.
Yeah.
You know, he has all the build to be that guy. And the only thing Fulham couldn't do was score a fucking second goal.
Yeah.
They
exactly.
really pushed. They were pushing the narrative, and then your boy Guimaraes just decided, nah, I'm gonna win this.
Yeah, exactly right. But it was a very long rebound that Leno gave up. As a goalkeeper, I personally, as an outfield player, would look at my goalkeeper and go, bro, you gotta hold on to that. Mm-hmm. You got to do something different with that. Gave up a long rebound, and Guimaraes reacted first. His rebound cleared his first line of defense. Mm-hmm. That was in the box with him, and Guimaraes just snatched onto the end of it, and that was the day.
Yeah,
But we talked about it, kind of a little bit with Arsenal there in the first segment, extending their lead. These are the ugly things you have to do to win games.
yeah.
It's not pretty. It's not the build-up play. It's not, all the sexy, one touch, big, beautiful blonde man bicycle kick fucking from the 8th edge of the 18 into the top corner, hitting both posts,
Right,
kind of thing.
Right.
It's this fucking, it's a follow-up to a rebound. That's what wins you things and gets you into the big tourney.
Yeah. Also, don't look now. Fulham just outside of the drop. They've been on a little bit of a slide. I feel like they'll
Absolutely
be
not
okay.
worried about them at all.
Right. Yeah. As well.
It's not even a concern.
But it is worth noting, right? That,
no, they're there, but they'll be fine. I really believe they'll be fine.
But I gotta say, like, Newcastle's starting to figure it out, much like how Villa's starting to figure it out, and it just makes all of us as neutrals, and I'm sure for both, the Black Cats and for Newcastle are just starting to rub their hands like the meme guy.
Oh yeah,
I'm just going Tyne and Wear.
I can't wait. I can't fucking wait.
Tyne fucking Wear right in my veins.
Even the Newcastle are in 12th.
We're rounding out the rest of the league, so that happened. Leeds 2, West Ham 1, Manchester United 4, Brighton 2, Arsenal 1, Palace 0, Bournemouth 2, Forest 0, Burnley 3, Wolves 2, Spurs 3, Everton 0. In a result that absolutely nobody was surprised by, Leeds won at Ellen Road. We both said it on injury time. Leeds was winning this game. I guarantee you every Leeds supporter looked at that and went, we're going to win that game. And I bet you every West Ham supporter looked at that and went, we're going to lose that game. Like,
5,
just not
6,
surprising at all.
7.
What are we counting
8.
off?
I had a 6-game parlay for my bet. I made it 8 just because I promised myself I would add in whoever's playing West Ham to win and over 1.5.
Over 1.5.
So I had a very conservative, for me, 6-game parlay.
Yeah, made it
I made it 8 because that's
of that.
a fucking ringer.
Yeah, no
Guaranteed.
shit.
Not ringer, a banker. That's guaranteed.
For Leeds, this is good. This is exactly what you need to do in your building. If you are going to survive, you need to beat the teams who could potentially be in and around you. West Ham is one of those teams that now Leeds can look at and go, I think we can finish above you.
The best.
That's what they got to do.
The worst part for West Ham, right? But was also the worst part for West Ham was the start, right? You did not need to concede early.
No.
At all. That's terrible. The best part, though, was this time their shoulders didn't drop. They actually came to play.
Yeah.
Paquetá had an equalizing goal ruled out for offside. That changed them a little, but they still seemed to try to play the game.
Yeah.
So Nuno's motivation and organization seemed to kind of take hold, because I honestly thought that it was really an areola mistake for the second goal, right? I thought West Ham could have gotten themselves back in the game. For Leeds, I knew they were going to win the game prior to as well. Yeah. I thought that also. I was encouraged by the performance, that it seems like Nuno's ideas are starting to take hold, and the confidence he's instilling in the team is starting to take hold. That does not necessarily translate to confidence on the pitch.
Right.
And I think their confidence is at such a low that Leeds were able to take advantage inside the first 17 minutes or whatever it was to win the fucking game before it really got started. But you add in the deflation of the offside or whatever it was that ruled out Paquetá's goal. I was just happy for West Ham fans that their team didn't just throw in the towel, because Leeds' goalkeeper was still needed in the game.
Right at the end,
times.
too. Yeah, right at the end.
A fair few times.
Yeah.
Which means that West Ham kept pushing.
Yeah.
Right? So at least they didn't quit this time, which they did last game. Last time out, they did quit. We saw them shoulders drop,
home?
and they fucked it off.
Oh, their fans quit. Everybody quit that one.
Here they tried, and that's encouraging.
Final question, we'll move on to the next match. Do we think Nuno's already in trouble?
Nah.
No? Okay.
Nah.
Very
I
good.
don't.
All right. United get 3 in a row. Now, here's my big question. Is it Amarin's system finally taking hold, or is it just the overall talent of the players just going, fuck it, we got to figure out a way to win some fucking games?
With a front line of Bruno, Embuemo, Cunha, and Šeško, there is, around 240 million pounds of talent, probably a little more than that.
Yeah.
You should be able to fucking figure it out.
Yeah.
And they did, but they tried to bugger it up.
Oh, yeah. They kept letting fucking Brighton right back into it, man. And when it comes to Brighton, the only thing that is consistent about Brighton right now is their fucking inconsistency. That's it. It's the only thing that's consistent.
But again,
about
it's
them.
like Chelsea. That's what's going to happen when you rotate these players in and you have all these young guys and do this, that. They're very talented, but they could have an off day easily.
Yeah.
They could miss an assignment fairly easily because they haven't played in 3 games or, what have you. But obviously, Cunha got the game started with a very precise strike. His first goal for the club. That's huge. I think you're going to see him start scoring fairly frequently.
Yeah, agreed.
Now
agreed.
that has kind of the same thing that happened with Embuemo. He finally scored that first goal, week 3 or whatever it was. He's been scoring fairly consistently since then.
Yeah. Except for against Grimsby.
As a result of that confidence. You also have to add in the massive deflection Casemiro's strike took.
Oh, yeah.
And how deflating that can be.
Oh, yeah. That can just completely take it out of your
for
sails.
a team, especially when it doubles the lead. That's horrific. I can't think of anything worse, to be completely fair, unless somebody got a red immediately after that.
Right.
But this was kind of uncharacteristically very sloppy in midfield for Brighton. They gave the ball away a fucking boatload of times that turned into direct chances.
Yes, they did.
So, like, Embuemo's winner, I turned around. I wrote here. I said, obviously the header from Castula started squeaky bum time, right?
Yeah.
But a good counter? Can it be a counterattack if you win the ball inside the half of your attacking half?
Exactly.
But it was a giveaway.
Yeah.
And it was still very quick. Boom, boom, balls in the back of the net. So technically, it kind of looked like a counterattack.
But it wouldn't really.
But you didn't make it beyond midfield. So what? I'm in your half.
Right.
I can't
precisely.
counterattack. I'm just attacking at this point.
The final thought I had with Brighton was
Good for Danny Welbeck to get a goal.
Oh, yeah.
Was that your final thought?
I mean, well, the thought was going to be how much longer is he going to be able to keep doing it, right?
Saving Brighton?
Yeah, they're going to need
another forward.
It can't be him. It can't always be him. Like, at some point, the tank's going to run out of gas, man. Like, all the credit to him. He's on my fantasy team. Keep scoring goals, mate. I love it. But, getting, like... The Greek kids, they need to be get bet in quick, right? Very quick. Arsenal for now find themselves top of the league. They've got a nice point lead on the teams that are probably going to be competing for the title. They only have a 4-point lead at the top because of, but that's not a team we're going to see competing with them at the end of the season.
Correct.
But the thing I have to say are any of us surprised that it was Eze that scored the goal?
No, absolutely
it was almost
not.
like we all knew the soccer gods were going to have Eze score the goal.
One of the first things I put on my real money bet was Eze to score or assist. Mm-hmm. Because it always happens, especially with a high-profile transfer.
You knew it.
It always
was going to happen.
Yeah. There's not much to say about the game, to be completely fair. It was a functional, boring win from Arsenal. The goal itself was exciting. It was a actually very difficult skill that Eze had to achieve to score that goal, which is why you saw him come off the ground first. The ball was in a very weird position, too high to really kick it, too low to really head it with any power, and also too far out. He's not known for his heading ability either.
Yeah.
So to jump, to get his knee over the ball and caress it, with enough pace to take it past the goalkeeper was absolutely fantastic.
I figure for you, it's not sexy. You'll take 29 more of those, though.
It's a fucking 100%.
29 more of those, and you won the fucking league. So it doesn't have to be exciting. It just needs to be fucking wins.
Listen, I wrote 3 sentences. My second sentence is, it ain't pretty, but who fucking cares? It's been too long, and we just need it.
Yeah, exactly. And the thought I would say with Palace, and then please with your thought, it really does look like Palace is starting to tire. Like that, the workload's a lot.
They're still in 10th with a +3.
I mean, they're going. We know they're going to be fine. We know they're going to be fine. We know they're going to probably be somewhere between 8th and 12th. They're going to have a shout at European competition. They may have another good cup run. They may win the Conference League, right? Like,
I think they have a good shot at that. Although they did have a setback on Thursday, but I think they have a good shot at winning it.
But you can also tell in the league, it's starting to be a lot. You can tell it's starting to be a lot. They're not doing what a lot of those type of teams do when they go to Europe, which is start the season in fucking 18th place. Right. Oh.
Now, I think what you're going to see from them is a little bit of spending in January. Mm-hmm. They're going to need some reinforcements because they're not very deep.
No.
And these players are being asked to play both
competitions.
Competitions, and it's starting to wear on them with all the travel, especially in the Conference League. You go to some far-flung fucking places.
And with Mark Gaze said he's not coming. He's not re-signing with them. He won't.
Correct.
So
He will leave.
Have to find another center back.
Yeah. What I see here, and really this is the only talking point because the game itself was a bit boring, as I said, is you've got Arsenal in 22, Bournemouth, who, again, aren't really going to be competing at the end of the year. You're not really going to worry about on 18. Tottenham, all right, fine. We've got a 5-point lead on Tottenham. Sunderland, we're not worried about. They're going to wane at some point, I'm sure.
Of course.
You got a 6-point lead on City, a 6-point lead on Manchester United, and a 7-point lead on Liverpool.
That's massive.
And a 7-point lead on Villa.
Yeah, that is fucking massive.
That's huge. Mm-hmm. We still have Kai Havertz to come back from injury, Gabriel Jesus to come back from injury. You still have Nani Madueke to come back from injury and Martin Odegaard to come back from injury. We look prime for this to be our year.
Mm-hmm.
And without sounding like too much of a dickhead, Carly asked me on the plane after Rob's birthday weekend this weekend what I wanted to do for my 40th and where I wanted to go.
Mm-hmm.
My birthday is May 17th. You know where the fuck I want to go?
Be in London.
Fucking title parade.
Yeah.
I want to be in London for the fucking title parade for my 40th birthday.
Yeah. I think
and there is
phenomenal.
no better fucking chance for it to happen than now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree.
Just keep fucking going.
Agreed.
I don't care if it's 1-0 and 20% possession for the rest of the season. Look like Sean Dyche is managing us. I don't care.
Just keep winning.
Win 1 fucking 0 every goddamn day.
29 more of them. 29 more, we're hoisting the fucking trophy.
Brother.
That's all it needs to be.
Come on.
And speaking of the Cherries, they keep doing what they do, which is they dominated the fucking Vitality.
The most professional win I've ever seen them put together.
Yeah. And this is no condemnation on Sean Dyche and what he is going to do for Forest. They just,
listen,
part of hard fucking building to play in, and you're like, just, yeah.
I'm going to read this to you verbatim. A pretty fun game to watch. Petrovic was excellent and needed to be, as Forest put together their best performance in, I don't know, about 47 days. That's pretty good.
Yep.
But Bournemouth were fantastic. Tavernier obviously scoring direct from a corner. I think that might have been a foul on Matt Sells. He got pushed. In my opinion,
there were a few of those this weekend.
Yeah.
I think
he got pushed 2 times. Eli Krupi, though, after was it Semenyo or somebody get rugby tackled in the middle of the field, Eli Krupi goes on his lonesome run and absolutely hammered a ball. For Matt Sells, I think he had it covered until it hit the ground about 6 inches in front of his hand, which was a perfect fucking strike from Eli Krupi. He's absolutely brilliant to that left-hand post. But Forest looked much better than they had under Ange at all. They looked put together. They looked organized. They just looked like they needed a bit more time.
Yeah.
Right?
And
but
they're going to look very good against against United at the City Ground this weekend. They may lose the game, but they're going to look good.
I think they're going to look like Bournemouth looked against them in the coming weeks. It'll be professional job, nothing fancy. We're just going to get it done, right? And Bournemouth are already in that place because they have the continuity with their manager, right? You see, Sean Ange said it was going to take 3. Oh, they'll be doing my thing by Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
You actually see Forest now looking like they've taken on Sean Dyche's ideas 3 days after he took charge.
Yeah.
I don't know because it's promised.
I don't know because it's very similar to what fucking Nuno did.
Yeah,
That's why it's going to work well.
I feel way more encouraged by the performance, even though the result didn't go well. Yeah. I see way more encouragement in Forest's performance, and I don't actually I didn't tip them for relegation. Obviously, I didn't know Nuno was going to get fired.
Right.
But I don't. Obviously, we've been worried about that.
Yeah.
The last couple of weeks, I think they may find themselves escaping that trouble.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy.
Nah.
Like I said, we're going to.
They have good players there. This is probably the best overall squad he's ever worked with.
Oh God, yes. This is better than any of the Everton squads he had. Certainly better.
Because
than any of the
fucking
Burnley
what's his name?
squads.
Mashiri couldn't or wouldn't spend any money.
Right.
Both,
Precisely.
really.
Yeah. It was speaking with Burnley there. Burnley win at the death, but they gave away a 2-goal lead in the process against a team they probably should have put to bed after going up 2-0.
Yeah, but remember it's at the Molyneux, right? And
I know.
And they're trying to jeer the fans up. They started booing, and Wolves responded to the boos.
Yeah.
Right? They did. They responded to the boos. They went, oh, shit, they're fucking mad at us again. And they raised their game.
Got a couple goals right before the half. And honestly, I mean, almost inch perfect that free kick from Arias in the second half, and they could have walked away 3-2 winners.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
and
fair
that just,
dues.
And I feel like
Dubravka pulled off a couple of phenomenal saves. Wolves weren't without their chances.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I
but
also
they're missing something creative.
Yeah, they are.
They're missing Cunha.
Yeah, it's
they're
exactly
missing
what they're
that
missing.
presence.
And it just doesn't seem like Wolves can fucking win, man. They seem completely lost in that regard. But also,
and
like,
I don't know what's going on with their goalkeeping situation, but things are not well. Things are not well.
No, they're fans booing the team and like kind of going at Pereira, being like, "You're being fired in the morning." Like,
it ain't his fault. This ain't his fault.
The other thing too, though, is what did you want them to do in that scenario? Did you just want them to get the point and see it out? Or did you want them to try to finally fucking win a game? And that's what Pereira had them do. We're in our building. It's 2-2. We're going to go for the win. Because a point doesn't get us out of the relegation zone. And a loss doesn't matter. We're still where we are. But a win is at least the win. Like, so he went for it. And then the supporters are all yelling at him. Like, he had the gumption to walk up to them all, you know, but he had to be pulled away from one of his players because, like, what the fuck you expect this guy to do? Your ownership ain't doing nothing for you. Like, fuck off, man.
And they said you sold the team, so sell the club. Like they had held up that banner, or it was one of the chants or something.
Yeah, but don't be giving it on Pereira. Pereira's trying to do everything.
He's doing the best he can, and the performances are better over the last few weeks. They just can't get over the line.
He's fucking thirsty, man. He wants pints. Like, you don't think he doesn't want to win? He wants fucking pints.
Let me tell you something. If he holds true to the saying, first the points, then the pints, great. That just means he hasn't had a pint. This motherfucker's been drinking, though. This has been a hard start to the season.
Yes, it has.
He's getting some whiskey down him, maybe some Bucky. You don't know. You don't know. Wolverhampton's a dark place.
So the final match, the final match of the weekend.
Look at Danny and how he behaves.
Yeah, true. Very interesting because it was the exact opposite of what Spurs and Everton have been for the past couple of seasons. This was a match where Everton had a lot of the possession. Everton had a lot of the impetus. 2 fucking set pieces, and they're down 2-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Now, first and foremost,
Van der Ven as well doesn't score many goals.
Fuck you, John Champion. Fuck you. The first fucking corner. What does he say? He goes, "Well, Everton haven't conceded a corner kick this entire season so far." Promptly,
dare I say, a Sam Houston special.
Bang! Promptly, the most beautiful corner ever taken with the most beautiful backhand to the middle
hold on.
with the most beautiful fucking finish ever.
Besides Tavernier scoring directly from a corner, the second most beautiful corner ever taken.
It was the most perfect. Like, when you think of how a corner kick should look, like, Cunha puts up a perfect ball long. Buonanotte, right? Was it? Yeah. Not Buonanotte.
No, he plays for Chelsea.
Yeah.
He wasn't on the field.
Starts with a B. God, why am I forgetting his name? Sorry.
Bentancur? Rodrigo Bentancur?
Bentancur. Fucking perfect header right back in to Van der Sar. Perfect header in the back of
Van der Ven.
Van der Ven.
Van der Sar was a Dutch goalkeeper. Played for Manchester United.
Yeah,
You're really upset.
I am. But it was perfect, right? Then it looked like Everton got it back, right? And I have zero issue with the call. You know what? I'm fine with it. Something I have said already a lot this season, and I think bears repeating. I'm fine if you're making that call. If you're making that call all the time. And we all know you won't and you don't.
Well, we already saw it with Matt Sells and Tavernier's corner.
Yeah.
Right? In a game previous to this, that they didn't make a call for a goalkeeper clear out. And now you see it here, and then I'm sure you want to talk about the one on the other end of the field.
So if and I understand the calls were different, right? So the call against Everton that ruled out the goal was offsides by interference, right? But what is interference? Interference is, congestion or potentially even a foul to slow up a keeper.
It did look like there was a bit of a touch on him, and a little hold.
So then Van der Ven scores again on a header. But mind you, he does a full stiff arm that moves Pickford out of the way. Like, legitimately, he's in front of him, and it moves him to his left as he heads the ball in.
Mm-hmm.
It directly impacted the keeper from being able to make a play on the ball. And then what I expected to see in that Liverpool Brentford match with the Van Dijk foul is exactly what happened here. They VAR went, nothing to see here. Let's keep it moving. And you're just like, you're not even like
looking at it. Yeah.
If ever like a ref should be I'm full hand out and pushed like I'm very fine with the first thing being ruled out, but then turn around and like, okay, we've decided in this very game, we are protecting the keepers. Then don't not protect the other keeper at the other end when it happens. Like, if this is the rules you've established, if this is how you've established you're going to call a game, like, umps with a strike zone, right? If you're going to call things inside, you're going to call things inside for both teams. When you don't call things inside for both teams, a manager normally gets run because they're arguing balls and strikes with you, right?
Right.
Same situation. It's the exact, like, how do you not in that situation? And as I told you on Injury Time, I said, if Spurs score in the first 20, they're going to probably get us. And they scored in the first 20, and they got us. Yeah. And I
thought Vicario was way more important than I thought he was gonna be.
He was big. He
made a couple of very good saves.
Yeah.
He only officially made 2 saves, but there was a couple of cross interventions, punches or high claims.
He had an exceptional game.
He had a very good game. One of the best games we've seen him play in the last 6-8 months. To be completely honest.
Why I said it felt like Upside Down World, because Pickford maybe wasn't at his best. Everton got beat on 2 set pieces and yet controlled the bulk of play. So it was just this kind of like, this is how this game normally plays out, except for in reverse.
It's reverse, yeah.
Right? It's Spurs who have all the things.
But that's where, like, right, you look at teams that have been in trouble over the last few seasons, and then when David Moyes came in again, last season, obviously, Everton went on a bit of a run.
Mm-hmm.
And the stadium has propped them up. They made some signings, and it looks night and day from what Sean Dyche was doing. Right. I thought you gave a good, despite the score, I thought the scoreline was flattering to Tottenham.
Oh, very much
You
so.
gave a very good account of yourselves. Again, you had more shots overall and only 2 less on target.
Yeah.
Speaks to your wastefulness rather than Spurs being good, if that makes sense.
Well, that's
because you had you had more possession. You had, you've got all of these things going for you, and you're sitting pretty really on 11 points. 1 win takes you up to 9th.
Yeah.
You're sitting at 14th right now on 11 points with a -3. 1 decent win, and you could be up to 9th place.
Yeah, very true. For me,
obviously it's early days and all blah 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 blah, which we have to say, of course. But I don't fear for you at all in any stretch of the imagination, and I really like what David Moyes is doing and what the squad's putting together.
The key thing I do have to say about Everton is we need to complete our chances. We're not getting a lot of them, and when we get them, we need to take advantage of them. And unfortunately, another couple of opportunities for Beto that he did not come through on. I think maybe we need to start thinking of some of these younger pieces that we picked up, like the Tyler Diblings and Charlie Alcarazes of the world, and they need to be brought into games sooner because they can impact a game. Dewsbury Hall is very good at holding the ball, but maybe he shouldn't always be the focal point of the person just behind Beto. Maybe somebody like a Charlie can really impact the game. Maybe you push Jack in for a little while. You put Njai on his proper left-hand side, and you put Charlie on the right or Dibbling on the right. And kind of like Jack going through the middle kind of makes teams have to pay attention to him.
That's what he did for Villa.
Yeah, right now, teams know our bit. They know our 2 wings are really fucking good. you know, so they just kind of clog up the middle and make us go down the sideline and don't give us everything we want. Since it is the final week of October, I've decided going to do a little white girl mistakes. The pumpkin spice Malört, as it's almost done. So worth every fucking penny we spent on it. Here we go. Just fuck you, John Champion.
He's just trying to do his job, listing stats and shit.
Sure money.
Fuck.
Down 800, myself. Missed again.
Yeah.
This time was a combination of a few things, not just one leg falling short. But I'm going to let you go first, per usual, and tell the good people about your stuff.
Goddamn, John Arias, if you could just have made that fucker go in.
John Arias?
The free kick.
Oh, yeah,
For Wolves.
Yes.
He puts that free kick in. I think they probably win that game 3-2. And I hit 2 in a row. But
unfortunate
except for
you.
I did not, because the easiest part of my bet was Leeds beating West Ham. We all knew that one was happening. But I am now down $337.
Big Sam's Lock of the Week.
14.28514% of the time. It works 100% of the time.
Still not a good return.
And better than your 0 for the last 3 straight years.
2.5. 2.5.
All right, this week I'm actually taking all 3 current bottom sides to lose. I'm taking Forest, West Ham, and Wolves to all lose to Manchester United, Newcastle, and Fulham for plus 533.
Okay. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I've got a good one for you.
Go for it.
I think.
Yeah.
So
9-way parlay.
8. As I said, I'm down $800, so I figured I'd honor that with an 8-way parlay. The last 2 legs are to the absolute bankers.
Oh, yeah, that's the only part that'll be bankers.
So I've got Arsenal
Not good gambling.
to win versus Burnley and over 1.5 in the game.
Okay, I'll give you
Even
that
though we're
one.
at Burnley, I think it'll be fine.
Yeah.
United to beat Forest. They seem to have figured it out. Forest look better, but I think United's going to have their number here.
Part of my bet that I took.
Brighton over Leeds. They're going to respond. They scored a couple of goals, but they're going to respond.
Yeah, it's in Brighton's building. Yeah, I think
As
this is
well.
going to be a tough proposition for Leeds.
Fulham to right the ship against Wolves because Wolves are so bad.
That's what I picked. Yeah.
And then over 1.5 in Palace versus Brentford. No winner. Just 2
over.
goals or more will be scored.
Yeah, both teams will score. Yeah.
And then Newcastle to beat West Ham over 1.5 in that game.
Which
That's
also-
fucking obvious.
So you and I both picked all 3 of the bottom teams to lose.
Now check this out. Plus 2426.
Okay, let's see if it happens.
Big odds with this one. And it mainly came because of Fulham beating Wolves. That was still a plus 200 or something.
Yeah,
on
my 522 is had a
Mostly
lot to
that,
do with it.
yeah.
a lot of it to
and
do with
then
that.
obviously the sheer number of things I put in, which
Right.
DraftKings tends to frown upon.
No shit. All right, that's going to wrap it up, boys and girls. Mr. Graham, any parting words?
Yeah, I do have parting words. I have very sad parting words. While I was in New Orleans, I became aware, all of you know, I've been no secret about it. I became aware, I don't even know that I told you this yet. I became aware that my godfather, my uncle that had bladder cancer, passed away on Saturday afternoon, about 1 p.m. And that leaves just one uncle left on that side of the family, and then me, as my direct lineages. Well, I'm actually the alpha. What do they call it? Patriarch.
Yeah.
No, I am the alpha too. Come on, let's be honest.
Oh, that's your brother then.
He's a cunt.
Okay.
No, we lost my Uncle Daniel on Saturday, and it was expected. It's very sad. We're all terribly disappointed and horrifically upset by it. But it was expected, and I just want to take this opportunity to say rest in peace to me uncle. So,
Very good.
That's it. I'm sure there were cunts that we didn't get to.
Oh, we'll be talking about some massive cunts in the EFL show here coming up.
Fair enough. So listen to that.
Yeah, we'll have it there for you.
But rest in peace, Uncle Daniel. I love you.
Very good. Now, next up is, like I said, DU does EFL.
And we also just hit 10 years from your dad.
Yeah, I know.
It's been a week.
Yeah, I imagine
but
so.
I had a blast in New Orleans with my best friend.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
And $1,400 to get your ass home.
It's been a week.
It's been, but
1 week since I wanted to come.
Next up is DU does the EFL. We're going to be talking about the rest of the English football. The biggest thing, obviously, is the story surrounding Sheffield Wednesday. And then after that, we'll be doing Injury Time, which is where we talk about our adopted clubs, the beers we were drinking, check in on our fantasy, and preview the weekend's action. Mr. Graham, should you want to support the show, how do you go about doing that?
Very easy, actually. It's at DU excuse me. Nope. It's patreon.com/DU Football Show. You sign up to that $5 tier, and you get all of our extra content that Sam just laid out for you. If you do want to get in touch with us, though, it's at DU Football Show on all the social medias and dufootballshow@gmail.com to get in touch via email. Let us know you're a Patreon, and any of your correspondence will get absolute priority.
Anybody that's on the stream and want to hang out for the next show, we're just going to go grab ourselves some quick beers and hit the head, and then we will be back.
I'm smoking a cigarette, though, because also, RIP my vape, I think it got possessed in New Orleans. It started going off by itself.
Understood. And
so I haven't had any nicotine since we started the show.
And the key thing to know that is when someone makes mistakes, they don't always have to point them out. You know, your co-host doesn't always have to do that, because I'm a better person than you, Sam. Till next week.
Fuck off.